Viewers, we're going to be discussing a sensitive subject tonight, so you have to really be paying attention to what I'm going to say and to what some of our guests are going to be saying. It's an inflection point, let me tell you, viewers, and it's a dangerous one. Now, viewers, it's the kind of brazen platforming of terrorism that one associates with our neighbor Pakistan. Every so often, some ranting Islamist flanked by mainstream Pakistani politicians pops up in Bahawalpur's Osmanu Ali, the seat of the dreaded terror group Jaish-e-Mohammed. This messiah of jihad will menacingly declare Ghazwa-e-Hind, holy war, against the kafir mulk India. The prospect of becoming crusaders astride winged horses galloping into a modern-day jihad never fails to enthuse the audience of these kinds of charlatans, obscurantists. But now, sadly, this circle of the obscure has come to India, viewers. Yes, here. It's no longer just the preserve of Pakistan. On Friday, October 27th, in Malappuram in Kerala, a well-established political party, the Jamaat-e-Islami Hind's youth faction, organized a rally where the main draw was ex-Hamas chief Khaled Mashal. Mashal was on a link from Qatar's capital Doha, and he spoke agitatedly in Arabic, reportedly urging his Malayali audience to join him in denouncing Hindus and Jews. This is what is being said. The Hamas leader is apparently upset because many of them had dared to imply that his organization, Hamas, was guilty of a terrorist attack on October 7th. Mashal, of course, needed no encouragement. He needed no prodding because, shockingly, the rally was organized by the Jamaat to dismantle, not my words, their words, dismantle Zionism and Hindutva alike. When the Jamaat-e-Islami Hind was called out on social media by the BJP, by other political parties, it retorted by saying that Mashal was part of the resistance. Yes, quote, resistance, unquote, resistance, viewers, fighting for freedom, for Palestinians who were oppressed by Israel. But the Jamaat's defense doesn't quite hold in Mashal's case. Now, I am not denying, viewers, we're in a democracy. If you feel that you want to protest on behalf of the Palestinians and denounce Israel, you can do so. We're a democracy. Anyone can. But viewers, when you try to suggest that Mashal is one person's freedom fighter and another's terrorist, you're being very selective with the facts. The organization that he belongs to, Hamas for one, is a self-admitted religious crusader sworn to the quote eradication till the last unquote of the kafir Jew. It doesn't recognize the two-state solution and wants to erect a latter-day caliphate on the land that is currently with Israel. This is no garden variety resistance movement, viewers. This is an Islamist terror organization. And all this poison is proudly advertised in its charter of governance, if you please, viewers. Even the supposedly improved version doesn't hide Hamas's unqualified hate, disdain for the right of Jews to live in a homeland, for the right of Israel to exist on the face of this earth. Mashal wholeheartedly backs the Hamas agenda. He even lauded it for the October 7 massacre of the innocents. Can you believe this? Speaking to a channel in the Middle East, this is what Mashal, the great invitee, the great guests of the Jamaat-e-Islami had to say. He said, Arabs are giving the world a masterclass. China saw our attack as a dazzling example. Can you believe it, viewers? You're boasting about murdering babies in their cradles. Russians told us October 7 will be taught in military academies. Viewers, yes, if an academy wants to specialize in cowardly guerrilla warfare, then yes, it will be taught. He went on to say Chinese are thinking of carrying out a similar plan in Taiwan. There are civilian victims in all wars, We are not responsible. Can you believe it, viewers? Would, for example, the Hamas say that there were civilian victims in all wars if Israel came house to house and shot Gazan babies in their cribs? Deliberately, viewers. Of course not. They would cry bloody murder. This is Mashal for you, an apologist for war crimes. Thus, while Hamas may not be banned in India, any group purporting to preach a communal agenda on Indian soil stands at odds with the country's constitutionally directed secular outlook. It is simply against the law to make communal speeches on Indian soil. The Jamaat-e-Islami Hind should know better. Wasn't it the first to protest when Yati Narsinghanand was platformed at a rally threatening Muslims a year ago? Viewers, these chaps, this entire brigade of so-called secularists were standing and saying Yati Narsinghanand should be hanged. He should be tried for sedition. And he was jailed. Viewers, they forget. When the shoe is on the other foot, they protest. When it's on their own, they forget. This is called selective amnesia. The second problem with the Jamaat-e-Islami Hind mainstreaming Mashal is that Hamas proudly proclaims that its medieval lust for gore is religiously ordained. For this justification, Hamas has even incurred the wrath of the Palestinian Authority, the arguably more legitimate and reasoned voice of the Palestinian movement, even though the PA itself is not angelic. But even they have said, thank you very much. We don't want anything to do with your ISIS-style butchery. In fact, several Arab governments are estranged from the Hamas. But viewers, not so our great Jamaat-e-Islami Hind. They embrace Hamas and its obscurantists. That man on your screens, that man Mashal. Let me give you a bit of a fact check here, viewers. These are hard facts. On your screens, the Jamaat says we're just giving a platform to Hamas and it's not a crime. On the other side, viewers, Jordan has banned the Hamas in 1999. The Jamaat says, viewers, Hamas has spoken several times in Kerala. The Egyptian court bans Hamas in 2014. Yes, viewers. The Egyptian court, the top court there, has said it's a banned terror organization for us. But here, viewers, in Kerala, Hamas has a podium ready for it. They might even lay out the red carpet tomorrow. The Jamaat-e-Islami, viewers, says Hamas is a resistance movement. The UAE says that it is responsible for a grave escalation. In fact, viewers, let me tell you, Bahrain condemns the targeting of civilians on the account of what it did in Israel on October 7th. Morocco has banned it. Several other Arab countries denote it as a terror organization. Jamaat-e-Islami, however, says Hamas has won several polls in Palestine, so it's a legitimate organization in a state, viewers, where the shadow of Islamist radicalization has loomed large. For the past few years, the Jamaat's courting of Hamas makes it guilty, and make no mistake about this, makes it guilty of promoting hardline Islamism among impressionable minds. Now, here are some important questions that need to be answered, and I'm posing them, viewers, because a lot of people don't have the guts to ask this question. By platforming Hamas ex-chief Mashal, does Jamaat-e-Islami back Hamas butchery? Let them come for me. I'm going to ask this question, viewers. Already, the Jamaat spokesperson cried off. He said, I'm not coming. By not acting against Jamaat bosses, is left Sarkar whitewashing Hamas October 7 rights abuses. It has not come out and condemned the fact that this terrorist was platformed. Does the Jamaat and the left approve of Hamas's vow to eradicate all Jews forever? And what's secular about giving a dais to a religious extremist? These so-called left parties call themselves the most secular in this country. We're above religion, they say. But look at this, viewers. Will Jamaat left Sarkar take onus if youths take up arms at the behest of Hamas's ex-chief tomorrow? These are some fundamental questions. I'm going to open this conversation out tonight, viewers, to all our guests. And I want you to also, on Twitter, send me questions which I might take in the course of this debate. The big question, is a platform for jihad equal to secularism? Can it ever be accepted in a country?
Hello, Moto.
That's the big debate question. It's on your screens. Motorola brings you this question, viewers, and I open this up. Let's first of all establish the baseline tonight. And that baseline flows from the most basic of all questions, and I want to go straight across to Dr. Anand Ranganathan. I also want to bring in ex-law secretary of the Kerala government, who is here with us, B.G. Harindranath. Now, Mr. Harindranath, I want to ask you a question. And you put your hand on your heart and you answer it as truthfully as you can. Do you think the left should not immediately move? Should not immediately move, if this is de rigueur in the state of Kerala, to petition the center to ban the Hamas and denote it a terror organization, sir?
I'm not sure whether the government of India has already designated Hamas as a terrorist organization. Of course, nobody in Kerala is supporting the Hamas.
Really?
Nobody is supporting, for that matter. I don't.
Sir, do you know that this particular rally, and pictures of which I'm showing you, are from Malappuram? And there's going to be another rally in a few days in a neighboring place. And this gentleman is not as gentle as the left and as the Jamaat-e-Islami want us to believe. This man is a mass murderer who goes out there and actually condones. And I've read it out to you, sir, what the Hamas did to Israelis, babies, burnt them in their cribs. Now you tell me, he's from the Hamas, and you're saying no one condones the Hamas, gives them a platform?
No, see, this is not a mainstream political party which is given a Hamas leader. There are, of course, fringe elements throughout in Kerala.
Okay, let me ask you,
all
sir.
These things.
Let me ask you, fringe element you say. Fringe
Yes.
element. Do you know that this fringe element has shared power a few decades ago in the state government there? Number two, can I also remind you, sir, that by the left not taking these people on for platforming a terrorist, they are by proxy condoning this act. Do you think the Chief Minister should right now file a police case, get his police to file a police case against these people if they are such fringe elements?
Obviously, if these kind of things are done and a terrorist is allowed to, by Zoom or by whatever link, participate in such rallies, that should be curbed. There is no doubt about it.
There is no doubt about it. So why do you think, Mr. Harindranath, you began by saying, no one gives them any space? Then why is the left giving them a free run? Tell me, why is the left giving this man, who has appeared on the dais, on the platform of a mainstream political party, such a long rope, sir?
I am not a spokesman for the left, and I don't know how this man was given a free run in a rally.
Yes.
And given a space to speak. Obviously, that should not have happened.
Would you have done it? Would you have done it?
Would I have done it? I am not a politician, you see.
I'm asking you, would you have done it, sir? Would you have gone to a rally where this monster was being platformed? Obviously not. Viewers, obviously not. Look, after pressing the gentle soul on our show, he moved from recognizing the infraction that has been committed, from obstinacy to recognizing. You see the shift very quickly. Now, I can tell you, I will be inviting the Minister of the Kerala government, M.B. Rajesh, very shortly onto the show, and I will ask him some questions. And you judge for yourself, viewers, his response. But let me bring in Dr. Ranganathan. Dr. Ranganathan, look, we can cut this half a dozen ways. But there's only one truth, that hate was given a free run, hate that was targeting Hindutva sort of followers, which the Supreme Court says no different from Hindus, and Zionists no difference from Jews.
Good evening, Rahul. I have a couple of points to make on the topic tonight. But before I do that, can I just say that I'm absolutely shocked by the previous speaker saying that the support for Hamas and the cushioning of their crimes is being done by fringe elements in Kerala. I just would like to show you this. I don't know if your viewers can read this.
Hamas is not doing, can you read that please? Hamas is not doing, I can't read that actually, it's a little far for me.
Hamas is not doing terrorism against Israel but resistance.
Yes.
Says Speaker Shamsir.
Yeah.
Is the Speaker of the Kerala Assembly fringe element? I'd like to ask this panelist.
Well, let me tell you.
In heaven's name.
Let me tell you, Doctor, let me tell you, the Kerala Chief Minister himself, the very erudite Chief Minister himself, has come out, and let me read out what he has said. Look at this wishy-washy response from him. He says, Jamaat-e-Islami program happened. It was a youth program. What we understand is that it was a recorded message. We have to see what was said. When Jamaat-e-Islami normally asks for permission for a program, police will give it. Now you tell me, Dr. Ranganathan, if it was such a retarded, sorry to say, mentally challenged, obscurantist, hate-spewing fringe organization, let me ask you, why would it be tolerated? Why would the police be giving it permission? Would they give Yati Narsingananda, whatever his name is, permission to do it? They don't give the RSS permission.
Yes, Rahul. So as I said, I have a couple of points now, having exposed the hypocrisy of the previous panelists. I mean, the Kerala Assembly Speaker is no fringe element. So let's get that straight. But may I have a little bit of variance from your views? Possibly not variance, but I don't know, maybe you've not expressed it as yet. Rahul, I am not against platforming anyone, be it terrorist, be it ex-Hamas chief, be it Osama bin Laden. For example, you decided to platform the Jamaat-e-Islami guy, he ran away. The question is not giving platform. The question is, once you give platform, what do you do? And any sensible person, if a platform is given to a terrorist, that person, a journalist, would grill the living daylights out of the terrorists. Say, how on earth did you kill 1,400 innocent men, women and children, including decapitating babies? These are the questions that are to be asked once you platform a terrorist. Out here, what has happened is, they platformed a terrorist or ex-Hamas chief and they were eulogizing him. The issue is not platforming, in my opinion. The issue is, and you can see the videos, tens of thousands of Keralites, Indians, giving that person, that terrorist, thunderous applause. That is the issue, and that is the worry. The worry is not that a terrorist has been linked up. No, in my opinion at least. The worry is that these people, Keralites, our people, Indians, they are eulogizing terror organizations. They are applauding terrorists. They are applauding what has just happened on October 7th. And then, this is why I want to come to the second point very briefly. Then you realize, Rahul, that the preamble of the Charter of Hamas that says Israel will continue to exist until Islam obliterates it, just as it obliterated others before it, then you realize that it is based on fundamentals. Quote, the land of Palestine is Waqf land, consecrated for future Muslim generations until Judgment Day. Since this is the case, the liberation of Palestine is an individual duty of every Muslim wherever he may be. The day of judgment will not come about until Muslims fight Jews and kill them. Then the Jews will hide behind rocks and trees, and the rocks and trees will cry out, "Oh Muslim, there is a Jew hiding behind me, come and kill him," unquote. Then you realize, Rahul, that the contempt for non-Muslims is real and defining and absolute, not just in Palestine, but in Kerala, in Kashmir, because it is absolute in Islam. Do not take disbelievers as friends unless they convert, and kill them if they refuse 489. And among the non-believers of Islam, unfortunately, Jews have been specially condemned. called the worst of creatures, 98.6, condemned to hellfire, 455, called apes, 160, eternally cursed, 447. So this is not unusual, Rahul, what is happening in Kerala. University students in Delhi are saying they are with Hamas. They have this bandana with Hamas. They are marching, chanting Tera Mera Rishta Kya, La ilaha illallah. Thousands of Indians are trampling over Israeli flags deliberately placed outside mosques in India. And Israel is a friend of India. It helped us when no other nation did. During our wars, when our Arab friends ditched us during 71, when Pakistan attacked us during Kargil, and Indian Muslims do this to a friend. I ask finally 30 seconds. Simple question. Why aren't Chinese flags kept outside mosques to be trampled on? When we know that Chinese have interned 1 million Uyghur Muslims in concentration camps and are feeding them pork and forcibly sterilizing them? Why is this hypocrisy by Indian Muslims, especially Kerala Muslims? Answer.
Well, let's open this up. Mr. Chaudhary is also here with us. Nice to see you. Mr. Chaudhary, good evening. I want to ask you a question.
Nice to be.
Wonderful. Lovely to see you. You know, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, a leader of your party, the Congress party, has attacked the Modi government for supporting Israel, for not voting for a resolution that doesn't even mention the Hamas. Fair enough. You can say that Mr. Modi doesn't have a heart, or his heart is not in the right place, and that he only supports Israel. He's a supremacist, he's a Zionist. You can call him all these things. But sir, let me ask you, why is Priyanka Gandhi Vadra totally silent on the mainstreaming of this misfit on your screens, this misanthrope, this obscurantist Islamist terrorist? Why hasn't she pulled up the Jamaat-e-Islami Hind for doing this? Why hasn't she called upon her great allies in the left, so Sitaram Yechury and others, for filing cases against the Jamaat-e-Islami Hind?
No, this is not Jamaat-e-Islami Hind. This is a different organization altogether, not the other Jamaat-e-Hind that we all know is a socio-political organization, pan-India. Please do not confuse both the two. Now, coming back to the same point, Rahul, after a long time I am debating with you, and on that day particularly, when the whole world is witnessing a genocide that the world has never witnessed of the Palestinian children, and to get your facts correct, one child in Palestine is being killed every 10 minutes by Israel. For what? Israel has got a right to defend itself, there is no doubt about it, but does it have that much of legitimacy to go and kill children in their cradles in Palestine? As we grieve over the killing of the Israeli people or the Jew people in Israel by the Hamas militants, so also we should be grieving about this loss of lives on the Palestinian side. There cannot be two doubts about this entire issue that is going on. And for those people who think that the Palestine problem started on the 7th of
first
October,
of all, don't make us,
7th of October,
don't try to say that hang on, just don't try to even for a moment suggest that we are some stone-hearted people sitting here. Of course, any response to a provocation has to be at some level or the other in consonance with international law. No one is denying that. But I want to ask you, Mr. Chaudhary, it's a fundamental question. Do you think the Hamas should be given a platform in this country? Do you believe that students should be going out there and chanting slogans in favor of the Hamas? It's a simple question. Do you think that this individual should have been given a platform? And why is Priyanka Gandhi silent? And let me tell you, sir, the Jamaat-e-Islami Hind has a Kerala chapter. It is based in Malappuram, and this person was addressing the youth wing of that organization called the Solidarity Youth Movement. So they are one in the same. Now I want to ask you, sir, apart from all that whataboutery about changing the goalposts and coming up with new monikers and names, I want to ask you specifically, is the Hamas a terror organization? Yes or no, sir?
Hamas was formed in the year 1985. It was ruling Gaza Strip from 2007 till date. with the,
is it a terror organization? Yes or no?
The Israelis and the Americans.
Is it a terror organization? Yes or no?
Has
Let's
India
not go
declared?
into,
No.
No. What do you mean has India declared? Well, hang on.
If you want to debate on whether an organization is a terror organization or not, let me ask you one simple question. In India, is Hamas a declared terror organization? Yes or no? If not, then why is Narendra Modi not declaring Hamas a terror organization? If
One
it
second,
is so,
Mr. Chaudhary.
then I will
One
say
second, Mr.
Hamas
Chaudhary. One second.
Yeah,
This is a very interesting question that you have posed. It's a very interesting question because there's a very easy way of answering it. For many, many years, the PFI was not declared a terror organization. Are you saying that the PFI that is today a terror organization, declared terror organization just a year back, 15 months ago, was not a terror organization? That it became a terror organization only because the state christened it so, that its activities did not in any way conform to the putridness of what terrorists do. Are you suggesting that?
Rahul, for you or for me, for anybody, what happened on October 7 was a terror act, and Hamas has committed it. So for me, it is a terror organization.
I'm glad you said
but
it.
Then
Now I want to ask
question
you. One second.
Do you consider?
One second.
No.
If
Do you consider Israel as a terrorist state?
No, sir,
yes
I don't.
No?
Because
do
Israel.
Do you consider Israel as a terrorist state?
No, sir,
it is
I don't.
Let me bring in. Accepting the United Nations resolution.
I'm sorry, sir.
It is not adhering to any rules of the law.
No, excuse me. Kamruzaman Chaudhary, I think on that point you're wrong, and I want to bring in Mr. Abhijit Iyer Mitra because he knows the history and the politics very, very well, and he's going to answer you. Why, Abhijit Iyer Mitra, isn't Israel a terror organization?
Well, you see, terror by its very nature, if a state commits crimes, it becomes a war crime. You understand? By its very nature, terror is reserved for a non-state organization. That is why Israel cannot be a terrorist state or a terrorist organization. Therein lies the problem. As for Hamas, why it isn't a terrorist organization in India, the general point has been, understand, Lashkar-e-Toiba and Hizbul Mujahideen are not designated terrorist organizations in Israel. And why do we do that? That is to not expand the scope, because terrorists are nasty people. You start designating them, they come after you. So every country only designates terror organizations in their own neighborhood. They don't go extraterritorially designating everybody operating. So for example, Sendero Luminoso, the communist terror organization in South America, some of the worst mass murderers were never designated terror organizations in India. That doesn't make them not terrorists, and there is a UN list for all of these things. Number one.
I have a counter question out here.
Sir, I did not interrupt you. Please let me finish and then you can ask me whatever you want, right? Number two, this isn't just Priyanka Gandhi not asking, condemning the resolution because of Hamas. Today, Sonia Gandhi has written one of the most disgraceful op-eds ever penned by an Indian political leader. Not just falsehoods, but completely anti-Semitic rhetoric. Not surprising, given her own father fought with Axis forces against the Russians. Let me list out some of these. She cannot bring herself to say in her op-ed today that Hamas is a terrorist organization, number one. Number two, she accuses Israel of indiscriminate bombing. Now, I invite everybody at the News 18 family to find me all the IDF videos, Rahul. Have you seen people running around in those buildings or anywhere? Even after the bomb falls, you will not, and these are thermal image cameras. So, you can see people run around. These are all abandoned buildings where the Israelis have warned they are precise strikes. 10 minutes prior to the main strike, a little bomb is exploded on top, telling people to run out. So she was wrong on that as well. And mind you, Italy has a long history of spreading blood libel and inducing pogroms against Jews. What this was doing was inducing a pogrom. It was a deliberate attempt at blood libel and inducing pogroms against Jews. Third, we are talking about these obscene death counts. Do you remember when the 40 babies beheaded story came about? All these people were saying, proof dikhao, proof dikhao, proof dikhao. What proof do you have of 8,000 dead? Literally every second video coming seems to be fake, and every one video that is true, the total amounts don't seem to be more than 200 dead in Gaza. Maybe they may go up to 300-400 because I haven't seen all of them. There's a limited capacity to what I can process, but they have given us exactly zero proof so far. Fourth, and all of this is in Miss Sonia Gandhi's thing. So please don't assume that this is something separate from what that jihadist rally did. This is a clear coordination of hunting with the, hunting with the hounds and running with the hares strategy that the Congress has deployed, what the CPIM also deploys out there. Fifth, this whole...
Where does the Congress come in, Rahul?
I'll tell you,
Congress
sir.
doesn't have any link with
I'll tell you.
Jamaat-e-Islami.
No, of course. Hang on. I'm not saying that they have a link. Don't get excited. I'm talking about the mainstream political party. One second. The national alternative to Mr. Modi's BJP not taking a position at all. I find that appalling. You've taken a position on everything under the sun.
And
not on this. Why?
Mind you, Rahul Gandhi calls RSS terrorist.
No.
But he can't bring himself, neither he, his sister nor his mother can bring themselves to call Hamas terrorists when they've gone about raping, killing, burning alive.
Rahul, just give me 30 seconds.
You can respond to him. I'm not denying you, sir. Please respond to Mr. Iyer. Please, go ahead. And also Dr. Ranganathan.
No, Rahul, just subjectively, let me tell you one thing. When Dr. Ranganathan brought out the point of Tera Mera Rishta Kya La Ilaha Illallah, why is it so worrying to Anandji out here when we shed tears for Hindus in trouble in Bangladesh or Pakistan or in Leicester in UK? What is the rishta between the Hindus of India and Hindus of London or Bangladesh and Pakistan? That is the same relationship between a Muslim in India and the Palestinians suffering in Palestine. So it is but obvious that the Muslims of India will always shed a tear for their brothers in Palestine. It is nothing wrong in it.
But not for their brothers. No, hang on. Not for their brothers. No, hang on. Not for their brothers in China under Uyghur. Not for their brothers in POK.
No, why not?
No, not for their brothers in POK. When have I last seen a rally? Please tell me. When is the Congress party's... Hang on. When is the Congress party taken out a massive rally saying POK should be...
for their brothers, not only for their brothers in Kashmir, the security personnel, the JK police, which has so many Muslims who have been killed by the terrorist organizations and terrorists, cross-infiltrators, they will not even shed a tear for them.
There has never been a not in my name protest. There has never been a not in my name protest.
Absolutely.
Against
terrorists. While I agree with Anand,
against terrorists who are targeting.
Platform, Rahul, I have a huge problem with this. I don't think, what happened on October 7th was an act of terror. Let's for a minute forget the fact who's a Israeli or who's a Jew and who's a Hamas operative. But just see what happened. That was an act of terror, was it not?
It was an act of terror in my books.
And so
Nobody denies it.
So,
Dr. Ranganathan is pointing to something.
Nobody denies that it was an act of terror.
Rahul, can I?
Yeah, one second. No cross talk, please. 1 second.
They've destroyed.
1 second.
Even
and 1 second. Mr. Chaudhary and Miss Sinmi. Let's not speak over each other. 1 second. I think Dr. Ranganathan wants to make one point, and I'll come back to you, Shazia Almi. It's very important that you also speak. Yes, Dr. Ranganathan, you wanted to make a point.
Yes, in fact, I'm so sorry. I wanted to make 3 points, but I think because time is of essence, I'll just make 1 point. That I'm astonished by my very good friend and elder brother Kamruji. When he says, you asked him point blank, would you categorize Hamas as a terror organization? And his response was, for 5 minutes, has Narendra Modi, has the BJP government, has India categorized Hamas as terror organization? This is the list that India has brought out of terror organizations. Do you know who is missing here? Irish Republican Army, IRA. So by that logic, because India has not categorized IRA as terror organization, you would say IRA were not terrorists. Abhijit is absolutely right. India is categorized, for example, LTTE as terror organization.
Forget about it. Has
United Nations no, 1 second. We need to get this clear because this propaganda. Kamruji, I did not interrupt.
Kamru Chaudhary, forget the United Nations. 1 second. 1 second, please. Shazia Almi, 1 second.
To start a Hamas chapter,
1 second.
Then it should be banned.
Shazia Almi, 1 second. 1 second. Just 1 second. Please, just 1 second. I'll come to you. Just 1 second. You see, Kamru Zaman Chaudhary is now invoking the United Nations, saying, has the United Nations banned it? Well, has the UAE not banned it, sir? Has Egypt not banned it? Has Jordan not banned it? Are they bad Muslims to do so? I'm asking you. Jordan has banned it. Morocco has
Jordan
banned it.
has
Are they all
banned it.
bad? Are they all bad Muslims, sir? Are they all against the Ummah? I'm asking you. Are they all pro-Israel?
That's what I wanted to drive home.
No,
is
what do
the
you mean you
hypocrisy-
wanted to drive home?
No,
I'm asking you. For them, it's a
Rahul,
terror
Rahul,
organization.
20 seconds.
Kamruji,
Now,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Please,
no,
Kamruji, you
nobody
had
nobody
flawed
is
logic.
saying,
Please
just give me
accept
20
it.
seconds,
The
please.
reason why
20
India
seconds,
has not
Anandji.
branded-
Let me
Okay,
just drive
20
home
seconds.
my point.
No, take 2 minutes. Please answer the question.
Kamruji, can I just please finish?
Many Muslim
Okay, fine.
nations,
Now-
Arab nations have banned the Hamas. Are they all lesser Muslims? Are they all in some ways, militating against Muslims? Are they all the best friends of Israel? Are they all the best friends of Israel, in your words, the terror state? Can you answer this question, sir?
And can I add something to
I'm-
that?
Yeah,
Because
add one more
Yeah,
point.
Rahul, let me answer it. Let me answer it.
Kamruji, 5 seconds. Kamruji,
Let me
please.
answer it, please, if you
Kamruji, I'm
permit me,
begging.
because I am replying to Anandji
Yeah.
as well as Rahul ji
Okay,
out
okay,
here.
answer.
Let me
answer.
just reply to this
Answer.
first.
Yes, sir. Please.
Yeah, the basic point out here, I just wanted to expose the hypocrisy of the imperialist forces of Israel and United Kingdom and USA. How? From 2007, you have allowed Hamas to rule the Gaza. For 15, 17 years, Israel has let Hamas to rule Gaza. They had all the resources in the world inside Gaza. They have displaced the Palestinian Authority, not without the support of America and not with the support of Israel.
There is now,
So how come
Kamruji,
they
there
allowed
is
Israel?
okay, one second. Kamruji, there is a famous meme. Karun bhi to karun kya? Bhai,
जाए तो जाए कहाँ?
jaye to jaye
Rahul,
kahan? I mean, this is
Rahul,
absurd. Yes, Dr. Ranganathan,
This is
absurd.
hypocrisy.
logic.
Hypocrisy का भी तो
Unbelievable,
सीमा
because what
होता है।
Kamruji is saying is
Hypocrisy
on
का
one
भी तो
hand
सीमा
he's
होता है।
called Kamruji, please.
So he wants
On one
Israel.
hand-
He wants Israel to go in there,
On-
invade it,
on-
replace regime change, bring a puppet regime, and put it there. I don't know what you want. Those
There is a-
people elected the Hamas.
Used out here
On one
about-
hand, he is saying Israel is a terror state.
Yes.
That's
On
what
the
they
other
have done
hand,
in
he is
Iraq.
saying
That's
why
what they have
has
done
why
in
has
Afghanistan.
Israel?
That's what they are doing in Kuwait.
Please, Kamruji, we can't talk. We can't.
No,
On one hand, you
what is
are.
the root cause of the problem in the
I'll tell
Middle
you what
East?
the issue is,
No,
viewers.
Rahul,
You see, the
Hamas was
relationship
formed in
between
the
Congress.
1985.
One
The
second.
problem
The
started
issue
much
between.
before
One
that.
second. The issue is that Kamru Zaman Chaudhary is very confused. If you look just a little closer at the Congress's own history, it produced an abomination called Bhindranwale. It produced also, because of its long rope given to, because of appeasement politics, it allowed the ISIS and its offshoots here to radicalize Kerala Muslims. It also allowed the Simi to prosper. It went into back channel alliances. I'm not saying it. Go out there and read what people are saying with organizations that are today banned under the law. So the Congress itself in this country has a peculiar relationship. It shared a stage with a militant Islamist organization in Bengal, along with the left, the ISF. Please check, viewers, these are facts for you to look at very clearly. My point is, viewers, and I want to bring in Mr. M.B. Rajesh, and we have Shazia Ilmi, important voices on this platform. Mr. M.B. Rajesh, thank you for speaking to me. I know the condition is that you will appear only one-on-one, but nonetheless, I want to hear from you. Simple question, do you condemn the Jamaat-e-Islami Hind for inviting or giving a platform to a Hamas leader, Mr. Mashal? Straight question to you.
Jamaat, we are opposed to Jamaat-e-Islami. We have been consistently opposing the politics of Jamaat-e-Islami as much as we oppose the politics of RSS and Sangh Parivar. In fact, recently there was a discussion between Jamaat-e-Islami and RSS, and it became very controversial.
Okay.
So the affinities between them. So we have always opposed Jamaat-e-Islami's politics.
You are free to draw equivalences, but I'm specifically asking you, do you condemn the Jamaat-e-Islami Hind for providing a platform to Hamas leader Mashal? It could have been the left or the Congress that might have invited the Hamas leader. would it be wrong in principle to invite the Hamas leader, sir? Straight, direct question. Yes, no?
I am not aware of the circumstances under which this has happened. I have to verify facts.
Circumstances, sir. Their invite was given. The man appeared. Would you personally ever invite the Hamas leader, Mashal, for any function that the left would organize? It's a simple question, sir. You're a minister now in the Kerala government. You're the Speaker of the Assembly. You were a member of Parliament. You've been all over. I'm asking you, would you specifically invite him to a left function?
Now the left is organizing our own protests. So we have not invited anyone like any Hamas leader.
No, let me ask. Mashal was asked if Hamas should apologize for the merciless killing of innocents. He replied by saying, and I quote, Israel needs to apologize. And then he went on to lie. And he said, Hamas doesn't target civilians. The question then was posed, as I am posing to you, why did they kill babies and take 200 people into hostage? Do you think Mashal is a terrorist, sir? Forget about what rallies you're organizing. Do you think it's a terrorist?
The UN has not declared Hamas as a terrorist. The government of India has also not declared Hamas as a terrorist. And I would like to remind you that the Secretary General of UN, Mr. Antonio Guterres, said that this October 7th incident, that does not take place all of a sudden. Israel was also responsible for this situation. And I would also like to remind you Barack Obama's words. He was telling that Israel's this war will mislead many young generation Palestinians to the path of extremism. So Israel is the prime accused. Israel has been doing violence and aggression for the past many decades. Israel has encroached into the land of Palestine.
Root cause.
All these injustices and blatant violation of
the root cause
law must not be ignored and overlooked.
Okay. But that doesn't justify, does it, sir? I presume that it doesn't. The killing of innocents, Mr. Rajesh, whatever the provocation. Babies in cribs.
See, Israel has been killing tens of thousands of innocent people. In the ongoing war, more than 7,000 people have already been killed, 2,400 children have been killed, and we are witnessing heartbreaking news from Gaza that parents are writing the names of their children in their hands, in their parts of their body to identify in case they are killed in bombings. So this is the situation in Gaza and Palestine.
So it's the root cause.
I'm surprised why you are campaigning for Israel.
I'm not campaigning for Israel. I'll tell you, sir. I'll tell you why, sir. The root cause argument that you are proffering tonight is problematic. India suffers. We also had 26/11 attacks here. Do you think India deserves to be attacked because of root cause of Kashmir? Pakistan has always invoked the root cause. Do you think India should be constantly attacked from across the border because of the root cause being unaddressed, sir? Simple question to you.
See, we have always opposed extremism and terrorism, and India must oppose all variety of terrorism. If India is opposed to terrorism, we cannot which can be called a terrorist state.
Okay. Let's thank you, Mr. Rajesh. Thank you very much for speaking to me. Let's go back to the BJP here tonight. Just because the central government hasn't banned the Hamas, we can continue to invite the Hamas, raise slogans in support of it, and as Dr. Ranganathan says, eulogize their leaders. Your fault.
Rahul, the fact of the matter is, and everybody knows this, that India has no jurisdiction over international organizations. And if push comes to shove, and if there were to be a Hamas chapter in the Solidarity Youth Movement or Jamaat-e-Islami, then I'm sure it would be banned, and it should be banned. So that's a very clear answer there. But moving from there, what my problem is with this entire, the syndrome that we see in India, right from Khilafat movement till now, is this the overt religious identity of my fellow Muslim brothers and sisters, and the need for Indian politicians to use it, the same religious component of every citizen, for their dirty, pathetic vote bank politics. And you'll just see, I mean, down the years, 1919 Khilafat movement till now, whatever it may be, it doesn't matter. And I remember a fake secularist journalist, and I think she is that, asked Arif Muhammad Khan Saab this question, that, what is good for Indian Muslims, what do you think? And you know what he said, and I believe in this, whatever is good for India is good for Indian Muslims. But this entire congregation of people based on their religious identity alone, irrespective of the fact that these are sensitive times, volatile times also, even more at this point of time, and to invite a Hamas leader and to have huge, give him a huge platform and eulogize and pay tributes to the cause of Hamas and the Palestine cause at this point of time, what does it say? What does it say about not just my community, my fellow Muslim brothers and sisters, but also the state leadership which encourages that? How come things have come to such a pass? Is that the only way we can rally support for Muslims and Christians?
Well, let me tell you, viewers,
playing this, whipping it up? I mean,
it won't be long.
It
won't be long, and mark my words, it won't be long before some group in this country will mainstream. Let me tell you this, viewers, will mainstream the Islamic Brotherhood.
It is being normalized.
And the Lashkar-e-Toiba's leadership also. Mark my words, we are not very far from that moment, and let me tell you, it will be rationalized because somebody will stand up and talk about root cause. Let me tell you this. We're on a very slippery slope. I'll take a short break. I'm coming right back. Huge setback to the Aam Aadmi Party. Will tell you why. Manish Sisodia in trouble.
Hello, Moto.
इजराइल की सीमा के अंदर से लगातार तोप और टैंक कवर फायरिंग भी दे रहे हैं जमीनी आर्मी को। इस वक्त हमारे पीछे आप लगातार देख सकते हैं तोप और टैंक के धमाके की आवाज आ रही है। और इस वक्त सामने में गाजा के अंदर एक बड़ा हमला किया है, तोप और टैंक से यह हमला किया गया है। और आप देख सकते हैं धुएं का गुबार इस वक्त आसमान में, सूर्य की रोशनी के नीचे आपको एक बड़ा धुएं का गुबार दिख रहा है। और हमें जो जानकारी दी गई है ये सजैया है, लगातार तोप टैंक की आवाज आपको मिल रही होगी क्योंकि गाजा के अंदर इजराइल की आर्मी घुस चुकी है। लेकिन अभी भी जमीन से ही तोप और टैंक से ही हमले हो रहे हैं इजराइल की सीमा के अंदर से, ताकि जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है गाजा के अंदर हमास का उसको क्लियर किया जा सके। कैमरा पर्सन करम आपको लगातार वो थिक धुआं दिखा रहे, जो मोटा धुआं है वो आपको दिखा रहे, जो कोहरे की चादर की तरह पूरा आसमान में फैल गया। आपसे महज कुछ देर पहले ये हमला किया गया और लगातार धमाके की आवाज आपको मिल रही होगी। दूसरी तरफ इधर भी आपको दिखा दे, थोड़ा सा कैमरा राइट हैंड की तरफ पैन करके, हल्का धुआं वहां भी आपको दिख रहा है, वहां आधे घंटे पहले हमला किया गया था। और इस तरफ सजैया से अगर नॉर्थ की तरफ जाएंगे यानी इजराइल की तरफ बढ़ेंगे तो यहाँ ये उत्तर गाजा है, गाजा का उत्तरी हिस्सा है जहां हमास के लड़ाके बहुत मजबूत है। और एक ये सेंटर है इधर, गरम आप ये सेंटर दिखाई हमारी अंगुली के सामने, आपको दिखाई कम देगा यहाँ कैमरे के लेंस पे, लेकिन आपको बता दें कि यहाँ सामने भी धुआं हमें दिख रहा है। वो कैमरे में कैद करना, क्योंकि पीछे नीले आसमान से वो मर्ज कर रहा है तो इसलिए थोड़ा मुश्किल होगा आपको कैमरे पर हमारे लिए दिखाना। लेकिन एक बार फिर आपको वो काला धुआं दिखाते हैं जो अब से महज 5 से 10 मिनट पहले जो धमाका किया गया है इजराइल की तरफ से हमास के अंदर सजैया छोटा सा कस्बा जैसा है, वहां की जनसंख्या अधिक है, घनी आबादी वाला इलाका है, पूरा गाजा घनी आबादी वाला इलाका है। तो शजैया में ये हमला किया गया है आर्मी की तरफ से। तो एक तरह से कह सकते हैं कवर फायरिंग लगातार दिन भर पिछले 3 दिनों से दी जा रही है, ताकि जमीनी आर्मी को अंदर में हमास के सुरंगों पर कब्जा करने में कोई दिक्कत ना हो।
Viewers, the Delhi Chief Minister, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, called his deputy, the then Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi, Manish Sisodia, Kattar Imandar, when he was arrested by the CBI and the Enforcement Directorate in February and then March. At that time, viewers, he was thought to be the kingpin of the alleged liquor scam. Sisodia has tried to obtain bail on numerous occasions from the court. In yet another occasion presented itself today, but the Supreme Court gave a verdict. It dismissed the bail application in the excise policy alleged scam case. The court noted that a money trail of 338 crores has been tentatively established in the case and ordered that the trial be completed in just 6 to 8 months. Viewers, what does this mean? This means that the court believes that prima facie there is enough to suggest wrongdoing, which dents the Kattar Imandar claim. The big question is, if Mr. Sisodia is today in a corner and the Supreme Court suspects him, could his boss have been unaware of the goings-on in his own government with regards to the alleged liquor scam? Let's open this up. I want to go straight across to AAP sympathizer, Dr. Muni. Dr. Muni, this seems to be a severe indictment. Forget about of Mr. Sisodia, but of the association with Kattar Imandari that the AAP makes. Simple question.
No, Rahulji, it is not an indictment. The money trail, if you have read the order copy, the money trail does not reaches Manish Sisodia. And there is no money trail to Manish Sisodia till now established. The Honorable Justice Khanna, he even asked the ASG that where is the money trail? And the ASG said that no, there is no money trail. Actually, what happens is that there is Vijay Nair who has taken money, and there is a conspiracy angle which we are going to establish. For investigating that conspiracy angle, that is why the bail has been denied, not because of the money trail. There is no money trail going to Mr. Sisodia, and this has been
Let me bring in Shazia Almi. Quick response to you. Shazia Almi, there's still no money trail. This word, these 3 numeric that the Supreme Court is quoting, I don't know where they've come from. Can you explain?
Rahul, what I find is baffling is that how deluded these folks are. While they say that they have faith in the Supreme Court, and they know very well that Supreme Court has dismissed the bail petition. This has not happened for the first time. Whether it is the Sessions Court or Delhi High Court or 4 times in the Supreme Court, 6 times the bail plea petition of Manish Sisodia has been dismissed and thrown out. Not just that, Justice Khanna said today, in the analysis there are certain aspects which we said is doubtful, but one aspect with regard to transfer of money, and when we're talking about money, look at the figure, 338 crores is where it is being held, that tentatively it is established. So it is established that there is a money trail.
Okay, there is a money trail.
Which is why the bail,
I don't want to prejudice this matter. One second.
And which is why the bail has been dismissed.
Both of you, I don't want to prejudice this matter anymore. The court has asked the counsels to complete the arguments and all the submission and everything in 6 to 8 months.
The arguments haven't started
Yeah,
yet.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It all has to be completed. The entire case has to be completed in 6 to 8 months. But viewers, when the court says, and perceptions matter in politics, that there is a tentative establishment of a cash trail of 338 crores. Certainly cash has flowed. It has certainly flowed in a manner that is raising suspicions. Now, who are the exact people who have their fingerprints on that cash? That we will know. Is it Mr. Sisodia? Did Mr. Kejriwal know? All these questions will come about. I'll leave it at this. The Right Stand with Anand Narasimhan next.
Co-powered by
इजराइल की सेना गाजा के अंदर घुस चुकी है, तो दूसरी तरफ इजराइल गाजा बॉर्डर से इजराइल की सीमा के
Hello, Moto.
Call it fate or fate accompli, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we are in conversation with the Honorable LG of Jammu and Kashmir on the cusp of Jammu and Kashmir Statehood Day, but between Kashmir's accession day and what perhaps the enemy narrative is of Black Day. LG साहब नमस्ते।
नमस्ते।
जय हिंद। हर बार की तरह फिर 3 महीने में आपसे 3-4 महीने में आपसे फिर से बातचीत हो रही है।